Hello there friends, Harsh here, back with yet another video on Robotech. So in today's video we'll be making the VPN server. So before this, please do follow up with my older videos. This is like a series we are going. So first we set up the static IP to the Raspberry Pi. It's basically for all the projects which we have done, not basically for the one we are making currently, that's PyVPN. I mean the VPN server using PyVPN, which in turn will be using OpenVPN. So like it's a huge thing. So I let us start. Before that, if you haven't you are gonna start your Raspberry Pi from booting up the operating system and all that stuff. So I've already have a video on my YouTube channel which the allows you to set up your Raspberry Pi with just the laptop which you are using to flash the OS onto the memory card. Nothing else, no external monitor, no external keyboard. You will get the entire terminal, the entire screen on your laptop, as I will show you now how you will get it, not the process, how we will get that. And that's that. And now if you have already set up the Raspberry Pi but you aren't you don't know how to access it from your laptop, then I have another video again on my channel which allows you to connect your laptop to the Raspberry Pi once it is set up, after the setup is done. So these are the two different videos. If you don't know, please watch. I will leave the link in the description below. So let us start. I will connect to my Raspberry Pi through the VNC viewer. So I have already set the static IP. For me it is 192.168.1.34. So let us start. Some earlier process is going on. I'll just quit that. We'll open the terminal. Until the terminal is loading, I don't know, some network issues or what, it's taking time. So till that time we'll open the original site of PyVPN, which tells us the command for installing PyVPN. So now what I tell all my viewers is that please don't mug up the commands which shouldn't be mugged up. You are in the 21st century, yeah. Just use what the Google, the God has given us Google, just use it. Else why do these websites make these people first make the project and then write the steps on the documentation for us now? So what is the need to buy heart? Yes, I know you should know the basics, but please don't buy heart these commands. I also use the web. See, as you can see, it's live over here. I'm using the web in front of you all without any uh, without any reason. So like it's okay. I know you might half the people might say, oh see, he is copy pasting from Google and all that stuff. But see, I tell you my views. Yours might not match with me at some point of time. But this is the thing, because your head isn't a hard disk where you can store and delete the data. It has so many things. So just have the basics in your mind and follow these things here. It's good for you all, I am telling you all. So just do sudo su. Now what this does is makes you the root user, so you don't have to put the sudo every time before the commands. So just hit sudo su, that's all. Now you are the root user, as you can see over here. So that's done. And don't forget to run apt get update. So this is the good practice. I won't say mandatory, it's a good practice, so we should do that. Now I don't know if my Pi is on the latest version. Let's see how much time it takes. I hope the network and everything is running well and it gets finished quickly. So we will now just copy paste this thing from here. Nothing wrong I am doing, I am just simply copy pasting in front of you all. I'll hit on enter now. So let this load. It takes some time, just 10-15 seconds I guess. See, 6 seconds for that, and then 10. It's the total I guess. So directly we'll see 12 seconds it took exactly. if you all have time, you can till the thing is going on, you will see this. If you all have time, just read this. It's for basic knowledge. It will make you feel good if anyone asks what is PyVPN, all that stuff. uh, what this does is that it allows us to easily install OpenVPN. OpenVPN is the main thing which you are going to use to set up the VPN server. So PyVPN allows us to set up that easily without much things, because if you search the web directly for OpenVPN, you will get a bunch of commands, like 10 12 of them, and it's going to be horrible. I have tried it myself and failed twice or thrice. Then I came across this PyVPN, so I'm going to use this only now. I got some updates. Next video you won't see these. Okay, now it's the process is going on. I will show you it on the screen. I won't change. So it's checking for the packages it needs, I mean the requirements, and if it's not installed, it will ask if it will install it automatically, not ask. As you can see, this one package is not installed. The second one, here it's not installed, so two of the packages are not installed. So let's see, it will install that, and this process does take time. I am skipping this part, so basically I don't want to waste the time because it's taking too much time. So I'm just pausing the recording of my screen. I will start it back later. So as you can see, it has reached 98%. So let us see how much of the time it takes. It has already taken 4 minutes for me, so it's basically a lot of time. Perhaps I'm currently using the older version of Raspberry Pi for the demonstration, so that's the reason it's slow. Let me know in the comment section below if yours it works faster. Please do let me know, so I'll just switch to a newer version next time. Yes, so it's done. So as you can see, this is warns us that this installer will transform your Raspberry Pi into an OpenVPN or WireGuard server. So we'll hit on enter over here. That's for OK. Hit on enter over here. So what is DHCP and static IP address? So basically this is telling you that PyVPN is a server, so it will need a static IP to function. So it is telling us to set up a static IP, what we have done in the earlier video. And if you haven't watched my earlier video, this thing does allow you to set up your static IP address over in the same interface in which we are currently. So basically I am telling you myself, it's okay if you don't watch the earlier video, it's completely fine. But if you do that, it will be a great thing for always. So here we'll hit on enter again. Then so these are our DHCP settings. So it's asking if we have a DHCP reservation currently already. So I have it, so I will be hitting on yes, and if no, then you have to go with the no thing. But I again tell y'all, please do it earlier only. It's just good. It's just 2-step procedure. So please do watch the video, not a long one, just a 5-6 minutes video. Just watch that. It will be good for you, helpful for you. Listen to me frankly. Yes, so I have already done that, so I'll be hitting on yes. Then this is asking us to set up a local user that will hold all our OpenVPN configurations. For example, if we add a user to the PyVPN thing, then it will allow us, it will hold that OVVPN files in that user's location. So we'll hit on enter here. I haven't added any user, I'm just using the default user, which is Pi. So basically all of you will be using just the Pi thing. But if any one of you has added a separate user by a name or something like that, do select. And for remember, for selecting you have to use the up or down key and then not hit enter but first hit space, then your new selection will be selected, and then hit enter. So for now I don't have any options, so I'll just hit enter. In the next step I will show you all. This takes some time as it is cloning a repository into the location shown here. That's done. Now as you can see, just don't be in a hurry and hit on and do this down arrow key and hit on enter. As you can see, the star is still up here at Wirecard. So please do remember, I myself have done myself has done the mistake twice. I just hit on enter blindly without reading the things, and later I came to know that I had to press the space to select. So I am now pressing the space key. Now as you can see, the star transferred to the open VPN thing. Now you can successfully hit on enter. Now here we'll go with the no thing. We'll just change some things which is good for us basically. So I'll hit on no. Now it will again install some packages, taking some time. So I might pause my videos recording for certain time and then again start. So basically I will skip the part instead of fast forwarding and things like that. Let us wait. I am pausing the video again. I don't think so. If you all if I don't show you all what is happening after this for a second or so, it's done. See, basically done, nothing doing, it's done. Yes, so now the port, you have to remember this port. Just don't change it until and unless you have another VPN server set up at home. Just don't change it because 1194 is basically not used by anything else. So just write it down if possible, if you can't remember things. And yes, please do write down the IP address of your Raspberry Pi also. That's important, I forgot to tell you all. You can do that still, so I am telling you all, just do write it down. It will be really be useful if you haven't got a good memory. So just hit on enter. Now I won't modify the port, let it be 1194. Yeah, I have to bring the mouse pointer on, click it once in VNC viewer, it's else enter key acts as if I am using on the Windows thing. So I have to click it. Yes, so done. Now hit on enter. Port is 1194, it's correct, so I'll hit on enter again. So yes. Now please don't think much, go with Google. What it is, the thing is like, we'll be using the local DNS over here. Like it will be using the Google thing. It's too much into technicalities, frankly speaking. I am not much into this, so just ignore this step, blindly go with Google. You can use any of these, all are good. Even OpenDNS is good, the second one, the Norton is good, all are good. But as you all know, Google is Google. So I just will hit a space after bringing my red thing on Google and hit on enter. Remember, space is the key to select, just remember that. Now how many of you all have not got a static IP at your home? I haven't got. Most of y'all won't have it because it's costly and usually companies have it. So we will be using dynamic DNS service, which is like it will modify itself every time the public IP address changes. As you can see, my current public IP address is this, but probably it might change tomorrow, after a week, after a month. So that's not good because it's a server. You don't want to go modifying it every time. So just use the DNS entry thing. So in this, what you have to do is we have to use a service called NoIP. We have got many more, but NoIP's interface is just good, brilliant, excellent. No, it's not a paid promotion or anything, it's my own view. It's excellent. Just listen to me, trust me, it's the best. And it's free for 30 days. After 30 days you will just get a confirmation mail which you have to click on, and just it will get continued. So it's basically good, excellent. I prefer that. Now if you have got time, then just go on googling for dynamic DNS services. I am going with NoIP. So I have logged in, log out, I will log in again. So I'll go with login. So that's my email address. You can contact me also using this email address, so remember that. Then we'll go to dynamic DNS. We'll click on create host name. Now give it any name, just give any name. I will give my name. I will give this name, and it's not looking that good now. Who cares, we are not going to use it anytime. So it's harshproxynet dot ddns dot net. The currently the IPv4 address is this. Just ignore everything. Click on create hostname, let the thing get created. So and just copy this link here. As you can see, you'll copy it. As you can see from here, you will copy it, control C, cancel. Here, go here, and remember you have to use space again and again. I'm telling you all, hit on space bar, use DNS entry, remember, because we have got a dynamic DNS. If you have got a static public IP address, just blindly follow the first option. It's easy and superb. Those for those who don't have, and mostly people don't have, that's why I'm showing you all through this method. Hit space when you go to the DNS entry option and hit on enter. Now what is the public DNS name of this server? Just paste the thing which we copied, that's basically the name, and hit on enter. As you can see, this will confirm. Hit on enter again. It okay, hit on enter again. This is generating the uh, inscription thing, so it will get completed soon, not much time according to me. See, as you can see, it's generating the private key. Installation is done. As you can see here, it will restart the service, then it will request you to restart your Pi. So we'll do that, then there are a bunch of steps, and it's done. You're ready to go. So till that time, till the time this is happening, we'll just port forward. So basically, what is port forwarding? We'll search the web. I will explain it to you using some diagram. It will be good for us. Images. So basically, yes. So what will happen? So we came to a site. Basically, I'll zoom in over here. So now this is the internet. You are somewhere in the world. So basically, after this step, without port forwarding, you will be able to access the VPN server only in your home. So what is the use of VPN server then? But don't worry, I will make a video related to what is VPN exactly before uploading this video. So basically, I am recording many videos together, so I forgot to make that one. So I'll make the video first, what is VPN, then upload that first, and then followed by this. So basically, so I am assuming that you know what is a VPN. So here you are accessing somewhere from around the world. The request comes to a router. Now there are a bunch of devices connected to your router, so a router does not know where to send the request to. So you tell it, tell it by port forwarding. What you do is that tell the router, whenever there is a request for this specific port, please send it to this specific device. So if it's port 80, see, as you can see, suppose the request is made for port number 443, as you can see. So 443 is the request made. So later, while going, it doesn't go to 80, it doesn't go to 20, but it's going to 443 because we have already port forwarded. Whenever there is a request for this port number, please forward it to this device. So that's all. So I think it would be ready by now. Yes, since done. Okay, now what it is telling that what we want is, we want the security patches, whatever the Raspberry Pi people will release, to automatically get downloaded, because this might be a server and you won't might not be wanting to look at it every time to check if updates have installed or not and all that stuff. So here it is telling you to install this package called unattended upgrades. what it will do is that it will keep on checking for upgrades and automatically install them. So hit on enter here. Will hint, as you can see, unattended upgrades of security patches. We'll hit on enter. It will install the unattended upgrades thing. Till then time again we will continue with the port forwarding thing. Log into your router. All you all must be knowing that. If not, I'm going to make another video on this. Again, I will be uploading that one before this. So you'll hit on enter. Log in with that username and password. I will explain all this stuff in my earlier video. You will get link in the description as well as a card in the top right corner. Now what we want to do is we have to go to VLAN, want to go to advanced settings. I went to the wrong thing. It's gonna take time now. Okay, did not take time. I have to go to, I forgot where, services. You have to go to DNS first. You have to go to dynamic DNS. You will find there somewhere in your router. It is gonna be there for sure. If it's a modern router, you will get the name called dynamic DNS, or it will be DDNS. First go to that. I'll delete this first so I can explain to you all. Now select no IP over here because we use the provider no IP. Then the host name was whatever we use, control V it over here because it's still copy paste. Ignore the interface and thing. Now this the username and password will be the one which you set up for no IP, for logging in onto the no IP. Remember that thing because you will need it over here. Then I hit enter the username and the password and I'll click on add. If your router shows this status thing, please do look at it because for me it was a problem and it got authentication error or something 2-3 times. So please do look at it until you get successful. So you will get something status saying successful or something like that. So now it's enabled, saying the service is this, the status is this, the username is this. So that's done. Again, let's see where it's still installing. So now we'll go to firewall where I found port forwarding. So remember to search on your router for the port forwarding thing. You will get it somewhere. Definitely port forwarding is to be there in all routers, not basically the modern ones as DDNS was. So go to port forwarding now. Again I will have to delete my older one because I basically was testing before making the video how it exactly works. So that's why basically you might see some settings made earlier by me. So let it load. It's taking time. Till that time let us see where this has reached. It's still on 81%. Okay, I'll again log into the router. I guess some problem. This is not right. Already the video is so long, and in that if this does it like this then it's going to waste time. Yes, it's done. I will delete this. As you can see, I'm deleting. Now we'll add I'm basically making a PyVPN. Yes, so what you saw over here, the web server thing, HTML HTTP server thing, because I have made a video regarding the web server. You can view it on my channel. Please do view it. Through that you can host your own website. So basically interesting thing. So the local ID IP address will be the IP address of your Pi. You can just come here and hover your mouse over the Ethernet thing. It's still conferring. Basically I don't know why it's taking time. Some problem with my network I am feeling now. So I'll just hit the IP address which I wrote down while setting up the the VPN thing, as I told you all to write it down. Then the port number also I told you all to write it down. It's 1194. So if you just blindly enter that, local port will be 1194, local port 2 will also be 1194, remote port will be 1194, as well as the destination port or the remote port till it will also be 1194. Just click on add now. Just don't blindly copy paste what I am doing. You should know that here local IP thing, you have to enter the IP address of your Raspberry Pi. So just do that. Done. We have port forwarded. Now basically we have completed all the steps. So if this gets converted, it's done. And till that time again, I think I missed something. Yeah, so it's telling everything is incomplete, thank you for using. So hit on enter now. I forgot to click again over here. Yes, so that's done. everything is done. We'll reboot it now. Reboot. Array. Reboot. Yes. So now till the Pi gets rebooted, let us download OpenVPN Connect, a software made by OpenVPN to connect to our VPN servers made by us own. So OpenVPN client. Remember to search client. You'll get community downloads. The first link will be original. Attempting to connect, because it's rebooting, it will reconnect automatically. You will get it. And Windows, it's gonna be 64-bit. Install it. I've already installed it. Just download the file and go through the installation process. It's easy and safe. Done. Just install that and keep it ready. Okay, so let us now see if this has successfully. We'll just exit it and it will be faster. So VNC viewer, now we'll double click on .34 because that's my IP address for the Pi. Let's see the time of our recording. Oh my god, it's already 30 minutes. I have to be quick. So you will get something like this. As you can see, this is the OpenVPN Connect thing. Yes, we got it. So I'll enter the password and we will soon go into our Pi screen. Oh man, it's still loading. It's gonna take time. Till that time I will delete my older settings so that I don't confuse y'all. I'm not gonna stop that. It's okay recording. Delete profile. I'll just delete that. That's done. I cross it off. This is so wrong. Yes, it's done now. I should get the option soon. Let's just do this selection thing. It fastens the thing because it basically refreshes sometimes, so it's good. See, as I told, some quick thing. See, you can see it's refreshing. Yes, this the square starts coming means everything is loaded. Just now open. Let us open the terminal. Now the last command, and then the Pi is ready to go. I'm the Pi VPNs, open VPNs, VPN server is ready to go. Yeah, that's a long thing. It's taking time. It's taking time. Yes. So the command is Pi VPN. You have got two options, -a or add. Anything is okay. Hit on enter. Now we have to enter the name for the client. It can be anything. My name, and I'm using this for my laptop, so Harsh laptop. And remember, it's preferable to make a new thing file, OVPN file for each device, because what it does, that it contains a key generated by the OpenVPN, which it detects and allows you to connect. Thus just make many of those, because each will contain a different encryption keys, so no one, mostly people don't hack, but if they are able to, then all devices won't be accessible. So just do this, Harsh laptop, and this should be fine. 1080 days, so I will show you all how many years that is. 1080 divided by 365, 3 years. So basically I don't think that should be a problem. 2.95. now I'm not going to go into details how many months and days. It's around 2.9 years, so that let it be 1080. I'm just blindly entering. If you want to increase, then let it be. Enter the password for the client. Please do enter this, just don't keep it empty, because it's senseless then to have a VPN, because then anyone will be access if they get the access to this file which we are creating, then they will be able to access the VPN server. So what is the use? I am entering the password, you enter yours. Hit on enter. Once it is done, you will get to know. Now what it is telling you all, look at this. This OVPN file was successfully created and it has been copied to the home Pi OVPNs. That's done. Okay, see, it's also suggesting only on one device and create additional profiles for other devices. So that's what it's suggesting to us. Now what we have to do is take that file onto the device on which we want to connect. So I am attaching a pen drive to my Pi, taking the file and then connecting it to my laptop, and will be back. So just give me 2 minutes. So I am just stopping the recording. As you can see, I have connected the removable medium inserted, so it's telling on that. We'll just ignore that. What the best thing is, do ls plk. Now we'll be using the terminal for copy pasting. I will make another video on this, the terminal commands, basics and all that. It will be good for us. I am just showing it to you all here, so you can just follow what I am doing. What lsblk does, it lists all the device connected to the Pi. So hit on enter, it will list C. I have got where have I got, so mine is a 2 GB thing, so I have got it mounted at this mount point. So I'll just unmount it because it's some horrible. Let it be, we don't want to go into much things. So I'll just copy that thing and I'll enter the command cp. We want Harsh dash laptop dot ovpn file to be copied. We have to navigate to that location first, so we'll go to cd does allow us to navigate to that folder. So it was in slash home. We are already in slash home, I guess. We'll do sudo su, so this will take us to slash home slash pi, and here we'll just go into cd ovpn. So we are into that. Now we'll just do ls. You'll get harsh laptop.ovpn, so we'll do cp copy, that is harsh dash laptop.ovpn, and the location we'll just paste it. First should be the name. You should be at the location where the file is, then the file first cp, then the file name, and paste. That's the thing. Now as you can see, it's successful. You can check if you all want. I will bring my pen drive and attach it. You can exit the VNC viewer, that's all. Now I'll bring my pen drive and be back. Just give me a minute. Video is getting too long, so without wasting time, let us open the app, and you will get something like this. We'll have to import the file which we copied to our pen drive. So let us open our pen drive. So this is my pen drive. I'll just bring it up here, drag and drop. That's done. You'll click on add. Now click on this. This will ask for the password. The password will be the one which we entered while doing the thing. The thing means while creating the profile, while creating the .ovpn file. I told you, put a strong password, so that's the one. Just do that. Now it should connect, and if everything is successful, here we'll get to see local area connection, and it has got internet access. Yes, yet not, we haven't got internet access yet. We should get it shortly. Yes, see, as you can see, we have got internet access. We'll try to ping something. So let us go to cmd and ping Google. That's 8.8.8. hit on enter. We got a reply, so that's done. It's successful. Everything is successful. We have set up our own VPN server. Now let us move ahead in the next video where we will create a NAS using the Raspberry Pi. Then we will create a NAS and a Pi server. So what basically will happen in that is that you will be able to access the NAS drive through the VPN server anytime. So that's the best thing. So let us close the connection. So thank you. Stay safe, stay happy, take care, and please do wear masks, use sanitizer, and be safe. Stay at home if possible. Don't go out without any reason. But yeah, the world is opening up, so we have to go out and start with our work. So still do take care, take precautions, stay safe, and I am available on LinkedIn now. I'll leave the link to my profile in the description. Do connect with me, and I started writing blogs about HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Please do access them. You will be really helped by those, so please do that. And I have created 2 new playlists. I will be creating a third one in which we'll I will put all the VPN related videos so that in the end you can access it directly. And also I will put the NAS videos in the end, so it will be like a complete project for those who want to start with it. So thank you. That's all for the video and have a nice day ahead.